what are we talking about here today?
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start too. I think a lot of people have just a general idea of what it means, and I'm sure those definitions vary. And I'll use my definition that I've used over time, which is it's really a level of trust with someone. It's a level of safety that you feel with someone. There's a lot of research that has been done. One of the problems with getting to this age is I forget a lot of the research studies that I knew 20 years ago. So it's all in there, but there's a lot of research that shows, just one example is that when you have a group of friends that have known each other for a long time, you will see commonalities in their volume, the pace, the way they communicate, the way their bodies sit. If you start watching, one of the ways to really start to understand rapport is by watching other people who you perceive to be in rapport.
So from a leader's perspective, a small business owner's perspective, we have to understand that it's not really about us and who we are. It's important that we understand who we are and our personality or our disc profile, but it's more about how we interact with the people that mean the most to us and are part of our team every day, and how to help them be the most productive. And that could be in your face, depending on who that person is, but it could also be sitting back and talking very calmly and getting things done that way.
It's a willingness to meet them. Again, another sports analogy, but it's a willingness to play on their home field, right? It's a willingness to say, okay, I know Greg is naturally and I don't think this is true for you, but for the sake of this example, right? Greg is naturally an introverted, task-oriented person who likes to sit down and kind of steadily go through the numbers and the logic of a presentation. If I'm not willing to ever do that with you, then I'm not making that deposit into your emotional bank account. I'm not willing to play on your home field. When I do that and I'm willing to play on your home field, it's a huge deposit in the emotional bank account. So the next time and the next time you're feeling like, okay, good. Yeah, Dale gets me. Dale understands it and I appreciate it. And then when I'm on the high, fast-paced go side, you'll give me some leeway, right? If my emotional bank account is high, you're going to give me some leeway. Say, Greg, I don't have time to explain this to you right now. What I need for you to do is finish that report by 3:00 and get it into my inbox. If our rapport is great, you're going to go, okay, get it. Dale needs that. He wouldn't push me on that unless he needs it. If our rapport is bad, what goes on in your head immediately?
This guy's a jerk.
He's a jerk. He only cares for himself.
I need a new job.
Yeah, exactly. And so important for the business owners, which you put that fine point on it. There's a two-pronged piece to that. It's so important for you to recognize the rapport that you have with your employees and where it's at. It's not only rapport, but it's so important to have that rapport built. And it's also important for you to build a diverse team, right? If you want an ongoing entity and you are a fast-paced, task-oriented person, you need people who are behind you, next to you, and around you who are people-oriented, who are a little slower paced and they want to do the same thing every day. They want to come in and do their job, and they want that job to flow pretty steady from 9 to 5 each day or from 8 to 4. And that brings continuity to your organization. That brings some institutional learning. That brings some consistency, which your customers will come to appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just so critically important. I mean, I learned, fortunately, but it was I did the same thing that almost everybody else does. I just went at it, and then I didn't understand why I was losing employees. This is a great place to work. We care about everybody, but we keep losing people. What are we doing wrong? Maybe you just don't understand, and maybe you just keep hiring based on skill set. I mean, that was the biggest aha of my entire life and business, was understanding to hire on personality, and that's more important than skill set. I can train anyone to take photos, but to understand that the type of individual we need, who's working with realtors every day, face to face, working with sellers every day, face to face, that needs to go at it at a conscientious yet efficient pace. That's a certain type of person that we need for this job. And I believe truly that every business has that. They just have to find it. They have to dial in and say, what does this job need?